Well, hey guys, welcome back. I am Summer with Summer Sweet Shop. I'm excited that you're here. We are talking about something I'm super excited about, and that's all about your pre-sales. It's your pre-sales for your holiday cookies, your special cookies that you are offering for people, and why they might be flopping and not getting the sales that you anticipated and that you honestly want in your business. So we're going to talk about some strategies about why that could be happening and then what you can do moving forward so that you get those sales that you want, that you're anticipating, and that you deserve for your business. You know, cookie pre-sales, like I said, we're talking about ones that you're doing before holidays, whether that's before Christmas, before Halloween, Valentine's Day, all of those things where you anticipate them to be easy money for you. You've tied your cookies in with these seasonal holidays and you think this is going to be great, it's going to go wonderful, and then what happens is it doesn't go well and it doesn't go great. I remember doing a pre-sale not too long ago and I was so excited about this theme. I was like, this is going to be great, it's going to be awesome. I'm going to do this pre-sale for this Halloween set of cookies that I was so pumped about, and I thought, my customers are going to go nuts over this. They're going to love it and they're going to be super excited. And I had picked out these different cookies and I thought, this is so fun. Like, how could they not love these cookies, right? How could they not? And I remember decorating them. I was making my samples. I spent hours like making my samples, making my dough, all of those things, packaging them up, setting up my offers on my website. And photographing them, making sure I had all of my I's dotted, my T's crossed, all of those things. And I hit publish on that offer on my website and nothing. Crickets. And I was so bummed. And I thought, well, it's just like the first couple of days. And then it was still crickets. And then it was still nothing. And I had like one order come in and like 2 orders come in, and I was honestly really frustrated. And I even thought to myself, do I even do this? Do I just throw in the towel and say, we're not going to do it, we're just going to, I'm just not going to do orders this holiday season? But I knew that I had poured so much energy and so much work into this. And I really thought like, this is going to be it. This is going to be such a great pre-sale for me. And, but I didn't want to give up. I didn't want that just to be I didn't want it to be my last seasonal offer, right? So I went ahead and did it. But a few months later, so we have Halloween, and then of course, like a few months later after that is Christmas. And so I definitely wanted to do Christmas orders. I always do Christmas orders for a pre-sale every year because there's such a big draw for that, obviously, for my customers and for my audience. And so I was like, I'm going to try this again. We're going to go for these Christmas cookies. And I feel confident that these are going to sell because we're going to do things a little bit differently. I knew that some of the mistakes I had probably made with those Halloween pre-sales, and I said, okay, I've got to do this differently. I've got to build up a hype around these cookies. I've got to send emails, which is one thing that I didn't do with those Halloween cookies, was send emails. And I've got to talk to my audience who have already purchased cookies from me before in the past that are on my email list. That's my VIP. Those are legit the very important people. They're people that have bought my cookies before, they love them, they have returned, and so those are the people that I'm targeting. So when I'm hyping it up, when I'm writing that email, that's who I'm picturing that I am writing and talking to. So what was crazy is when I did those things, that's when those Christmas cookies skyrocketed. That pre-sale was so great. In fact, it was one of the best pre-sales I had ever had. Go from not having great sales and not having great show ups to, oh my goodness, this is like one of the best pre-sales that I've ever done. And so it's just wild because they sold out. Sorry if you can hear that lawnmower. They sold out so quickly, and I was so excited. And it's just so funny how having a different level of effort changed my results completely. So I want to break this down today, and I want to show you guys and share with you some of the mistakes that I made that if I were to go back again, that I would not make again, obviously, and things that I learned that I did wrong and what I did to fix those. So mistake number one was not promoting my sales early enough. I thought promoting them a couple weeks out was going to be fine from the time that they were going to be picked up, but I was wrong. So if you're only posting 1 or 2 times before your orders open, you got to do it sooner than that. It's too late by the time that you've like opened up that order. You think about a wedding and you have people that will send the save the date, they're talking about it, they're building that hype. You've got to do the same thing with those holiday pre-sale orders. Your audience needs time to think about that purchase. I know it used to be that you had to see something 7 times before you were willing to put money down and purchase it. And now it's even more because we have the attention spans of a goldfish, like legit. And so people have to see that over and over and over again, okay? And you've got to think of your cookies the same way. Just because you make a beautiful cookie and you show it one time, they're not going to automatically say, yes, of course I want to order those right away, right? They have to see it. They have to have time to think about this purchase, especially if we're thinking about these designer beautiful cookies that they're going to be getting. This is not just like a $5 purchase, right? I guess unless they buy like one offer from you. This is something that is something they're spending their hard-earned money on, and you need to remember that. So it's more than just a click here and buy, right? Like you've got to show them why it's important, why they should spend their money with you, and put it in front of them more than just once. So to fix that mistake, the second time around for those Christmas cookies, I started teasing my pre-sales more than 1 or 2 weeks in advance. I was teasing those right after Thanksgiving, right after Black Friday. I started teasing them. In fact, I opened up pre-sale orders on Black Friday and did a Black Friday sale and said, if you go ahead and put in your Christmas orders, you would save 10%, even though I knew that I wasn't going to open those orders until December 1st. But that was huge. I started that teaser early. I started showing, and it wasn't necessarily anything formal of like, hey, here's the orders or here's the cookies I'm going to do. It was even just being sneaky about it, just like throwing those like little Easter eggs out of just posting a behind the scenes of the cookies that I was going to be decorating, right? Or that I was going to be offering. Or maybe I would like set up a poll in my stories and say, do you like this one or that one? Maybe I'm doing like a different color greens on a Christmas tree or a different kind of Santa, right? I would say, which one of these do you like? And I would put that in my Instagram stories and on Facebook. Sometimes I would even put it on my Facebook page and say, let me know which one of these you like better. I was able to start building that up, and you can see how those like informal, laid back things start to build up to that hype of that pre-sale that you want them. You want them to be like, stop showing me all of these teasers. I want to see the real thing. I want to see what you're really going to offer. So the more that they see it coming, the more they're going to be inclined to buy. I want you to remember that. Okay, mistake number 2 was I had way too many offers. I gave them too many choices. This happens to me all the time as someone who suffers from ADHD and gets overwhelmed really easy. If there are too many options, I'm out. I'm out. My brain gets overwhelmed. I'm like, there's too much. I need it to be simplified. Need it to be simplified, and it makes it easy for a lot of people to make that choice. They're not having to wade through. I'm the person that, like, I think about this analogy all the time, and we have a fantastic county fair where we live, and I love the fair, and I love fair food. It's one of my favorite things about the fair, from funnel cakes to corn dogs to lemonade, like fresh squeezed lemonade. I love it all. And you know what happens at the fair is they have our fair at least, they have two different sections. That they have one section, it's kind of at the top of the hill, and they have all the different options for food and stuff. And then you kind of go down the hill around the corner, and those are some more options. Well, Summer over here, I have to see all the options because I don't want to go down the hill around the corner and regret purchasing something up on the hill when I could have had something even better down at the bottom. And so what happens is I get this like paralysis of like, I have to see all of the options. But if there's so many options, I can't make a decision. And so I'm like, it's fine. Like, I'll just eat at home. I'll just get something at home. Like, you know, kids, you get something else, right? So when you have too many options on the table for your customers rather, it gets overwhelming for them. And not only is it going to be overwhelming for them to make the decision, in the end, it's going to be overwhelming for you to make all of those cookies, right? Keep it simple. I say this all the time in my Next Level Cookie Club, that is my membership for cookiers who are selling their cookies, is keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't have 5 different options of mini sets. Don't have 10 different options of personalized cookies. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. We are creatives, and there's so many times that cutter shops will put out their designs and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to do all of these. They're so cute, and I love this bundle here, and I love these mini cookies here, and I love these personalized cookies here. And we want to do all the things because we're so excited to decorate these and make those cookies. But what happens is you have this overwhelm with the customer. And like I said, it not only affects your customer and their buying habits, it's going to affect you too. If you're offering all of these different sets of cookies, when it comes down to it, and when you're packaging all of those different ones and you are decorating all of those different ones, you are going to have regret of your life of, why did I offer this many different options, right? I think about the back to school cookies that have the crayons, and you think, oh, it's the same cookie the whole time, but you have 5 different colors in that. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Offer 1 or 2 mini packs. Offer 1 or 2 personalized cookies. Offer 1 set of box set of 2. Keep it simple. I promise you will thank me later. Mistake number 3 was not putting urgency with my offers and limiting the quantity. I learned this very early on of I've got to put a stop on how many of those personalized apples I wanted to make for back to school. Because if I wasn't careful, I was going to be making 17 of them, or 1,700, I should say, rather, of them. And I did not want to do that. So when you put out your offers, you've got your like roadmap and you've got your runway of when you're going to start promoting when you start promoting your cookies and those orders, and when they open up, make sure that you have a quantity set. If you can't set the quantity on your Wix or your Squarespace, have that where you are monitoring and watching that very, very closely, because you don't want to get to, you put up those offers, you go take a few days off of social media, you're not checking your emails, you're not looking at those orders, and you come back and now you have to make 50 Santa Claus cookies. And you're like, whoa, what happened here? So set those deadlines, but also let your people know, and this is not going to be a lie to them. You're going to be saying, I'm taking a limited amount of quantities. set that urgency into them so that they will have that urgency to buy, to go ahead and get their order in, and they're not like waiting around. That's why I also like to do early bird specials. So I love to do like, hey, these are to my VIP. This is to my people who are on a wait list, the people that are on my email list. Hey, I'm gonna give you 2 days that you can get 10% off of your order if you purchase before this date. That gets some urgency. That's gonna light a fire under them and get them moving. And that's what you want to happen. You want them to see that and say, I better put my order in. I want that 10% off. I wanna make that clear decision on that offer and have it in the bag. So add that clear deadline of when those orders need to come in and have down what that quantity is going to be. How many, what's the maximum that you are going to take for those pre-orders. And I'm telling you, it makes a difference. Even if, because here's the thing, you can advertise that too on your social media, in your emails, to say only 10 Santa Clauses are left. Only 5 personalized cookies are left. Make sure you get your order in by Thursday at 8 p.m., right? So you're setting specifics of, and not just having it out there, orders are closing soon. Be specific and say that's going to get people to take action versus just sitting around and waiting and hoping, oh, well, maybe she'll do a sale, or I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Like, it's like when you go to a vendor show and you like hear the people like, I'll be back. That's what they're doing to you in your email, in that cart that they're looking at. I'll be back. I'll come back and purchase some cookies. But are they? You want to send that message to them of, you need to purchase now. This is why. Orders are closing. I'm offering a discount. This is why you want this right now. So those are the 3 mistakes that I made that I definitely learned from, that I really fixed on my next pre-sale order. And I really made sure that I made a difference, that I didn't just take that pre-sale flop, we'll call it, or learning pre-sale, and I really took those mistakes and I fixed them. And I said, how can we turn this around? So I want you to make sure that you create that urgency, you create that hype with your pre-sales. You're gonna be talking about it beforehand. You're gonna share what those dates are, when they can order, how they can order, when those orders are closing. And then also ask your people for testimonials that have purchased cookies from you in the past. That's gonna help drive those sales as well. So your pre-sales can totally be easy money for you and your business. They can work for you, not against you, and you just have to treat them. You're gonna be treating them like a launch. You're gonna be treating them like, I am launching something out there. We got a runway going, we've got a plan, we've got a strategy, and we're gonna stick to it. None of this like last minute, let's just throw it out there and see if anybody wants to buy it. I want you to have a strategy. This is the time to really be thinking about that 4th quarter strategy of how you're gonna be selling those Halloween cookies, those Thanksgiving cookies, those Christmas cookies. How are you gonna be selling them and promoting them and getting people to buy early and not waiting on anything? You want them to purchase right then. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here this week. It was super, super fun. Make sure you hit subscribe below, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. So y'all take care. Bye, guys.